So Carlos Alcaraz back in Madrid and back to winning ways on the clay, and he did it in impressive fashion in his first match in Madrid. And Holger Rune playing in the match of the day. It was incredible. He showed all the grit and determination to maybe prove he is back to winning ways again. Andrei Rublev finally getting back into the win column, and Sasha Zverev cruising through, but he could have a tough match in the next round. But before we go anywhere, make sure you have hit that like button and subscribe to Game to Love. And now let's get stuck into it. Let's start with the reigning defending champion, Carlos Alcaraz. That's right, we're all worried about, is his arm going to be okay? Is he going to be at full fitness? Does it really matter if he's at full fitness? That was another thing that a lot of people were worried about. I thought he could probably get through this tournament on about 70% and still be okay. Well, he was more than okay. He came up against Shevchenko. It wasn't even close. Carlos Alcaraz absolutely obliterated him, and it was just comfortable. Just not even a competition for him, and that just goes to show the level that Carlos Alcaraz is at these days. It was 6-2, 6-1, and Shevchenko didn't have any answers for Alcaraz, and all of the tools he had in his arsenal. He was throwing drop shots, he was throwing like power shots when he needed to. Didn't just played within himself, really. Didn't even need to bring out the full arsenal, but if he had to, he did. And he just did it for the crowd. Some of the shots, I mean, they were spectacular, and it's amazing some of the shots he can still hit with a tentative forearm injury, let's say. He said here, very happy to play again and to do so in a place as special as Madrid. Let's go for more on Sunday. And there you can see him just giving the thumbs up to the crowd, and a few celebrations, but didn't need to go too crazy in today's match. And I'm sure that's probably the way he would have liked it. A nice, comfortable start to him defending his two-time Madrid Masters title, going for 3. He's going back to back to back, and he will be playing Thiago Sebochwild in the next round. There will be no Lorenzo Musetti, but I think Thiago Sebochwild is very, very dangerous in his own right. Jose Morgado, he's there in Madrid. He had a chat with Carlos Alcaraz, and apparently told him that he felt great out there and that it was almost a perfect first match for him. Didn't feel any kind of pain in his arm, but admits he was a bit tentative at times on the forehand, which is fair enough. I mean, you can't really blame him. Yeah, he's got bigger fish to fry probably at Roland Garros, and I'm sure he'll be wanting to just make sure he doesn't injure it again. He did come out and say, not being able to hit the forehands at full power is helping me to be more patient. So seeing a positive in a negative there. I'm more relaxed now. I know I can't hit full power. So it helps knowing that I can't bail out of a point just by hitting hard. Yeah, I mean, I still think he can. I still think he showed signs today that he could still get out of some of those points by hitting big winners. But I think, yeah, he has to pick and choose when he hits those winners. So it can't just be on every single rally, as sometimes he does. And like they say here on the tennis letter, Carlos Alcaraz hits an insane pickup volley in Madrid, picturesque. Pretty crazy to think he has soft hands at the same time as being able to rip 100-mile-an-hour forehands. This would make Federer proud. Just a little shot there after he had his amazing hands there at the net. I mean, pretty incredible. I can't wait to see what Alcaraz is going to do in the next round. It gets slightly more difficult. Thiago Sebochwild, he came past Lorenzo Musetti. And not an easy matchup, but he made it look easy. 6-4, 6-4 for Sebochwild. And that will be a match that Alcaraz will have to be on his game. He's a bit of a grinder, the Brazilian, so watch out for it. A match that you definitely should have watched out for today, and let's get stuck into it. It was Rune Navone. I mean, and as Jose Morgado says here, surely one of the best matches of the week so far. Well, I'm going to say it is the best match of the week so far. That's my personal opinion. Feel free to disagree in the comment section. I'm sure some people will go with Mutet versus Shang. I think it's a close one, but I feel like the level in this one was higher. And I'm not just because it's got Holger Rune, who's higher ranked, but I feel that the opponent, he's just in such great form. This Navone is something special on the clay courts. I mean, no surprise, being from Argentina, he's pretty damn good on them. And he's just been in a crazy run of form this year. He's just been barely losing any matches. Just win after win after win since February, really. He's lost to Sebastian Baez in the Rio final. He lost in Marrakesh in the semi-finals to Berrettini. He then lost in the final in Bucharest. So he's going deep in tournaments, but this one, he'll be frustrated that he didn't get the win against Holger Rune. I'll be perfectly honest. He was there. He was serving for the match in the second set. But credit to Holger Rune. I mean, this is somebody, we give him a bit of a hard time when he's not playing well. Well, we've got to give him his plaudits when he does play well. Because I thought this match, sort of like my jaw was on the floor a little bit. I was sitting there watching it going, oh my word. Like this is just a crazy level. Long rallies from these two on an amazing court with an amazing crowd. And like they say, incredible scenes in Madrid. Navone served for the match in the second set, and Holger was 2 points away from going home. And Holger was 5-1 up in the third set, needed 5 match points. 5-1 up, and it ended up 6-4. A wild win. That's an understatement. But I think the one thing, if you haven't had a chance to go and even just go watch the highlights, because the highlights are long in themselves, the level is just, it's so high, and it's one of those like entertainment factors that you don't get in some clay court matches. Sometimes it's a little bit just a long rally that you're just waiting to see who will break first. This wasn't like that. This was hard hitting. This was scrambling on the baseline. You never knew who was going to win each of the rallies. And Holger Rune, his defense was on show. His offense was on show. And the same for Navone as well. Navone was saving break points and match points with big winners, big attacking tennis. And that was what was on show. Holger Rune's grit, determination, and eventually experience did come through. He started to come to the net a little bit more, started to just work out a game plan just to get this over the line, because it was taking a little bit too long in that third set. But I've got to give him credit. I thought it was a really tough opponent. Some people may not consider that, not being the big name Navone, but considering his form, I feel like the Argentinians are doing pretty well here. We got Carla on the women's side, Navone here, Francisco Cerundolo, he's doing okay as well. He's having a good tournament, so it's good to see. Sebastian Baez as well. Yeah, there's some good Argentinians in this tournament, and like Ollie is saying here, it was a big comeback from Holger Rune. Both in terms of the match and his confidence on the clay this year. I think so as well. This will do him the world of good, Holger Rune, this match. I'm really happy for him, because you saw how much it meant to him at the end of this match. The massive roar he let out, just so much built up frustration, and how much he put into that match. He could not afford to lose it. I saw Navone was pretty quick to get out of there, shake the hands and go. Probably didn't want to reveal how much that took out of him emotionally as well. Probably just wanted to just get out of there and then deal with it on his own. That's fair enough. I mean, credit to him. He was part of this match as well. And yeah, a really exciting player to keep your eye on as well on the clay courts. Can he do it on the hard courts? I don't know. I'm waiting to see what comes at the latter part of this year. Maybe he can do something there as well. Wait and see. But we've got Vance here saying something very insightful, saying one literally has no idea what version of Holger Rune will show up on court. Each set, each match, each game, each point looks so different to each other. Makes him arguably the most intriguing watch in men's tennis right now. I'm figuring out that right offense, defense, alchemy. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of an anomaly at the moment, Holger Rune. He's up there with one of the best players in the world, but he just has some real off days. He's got a very strange attitude sometimes, but he's exciting. He's got nearly every shot in the book, and when he turns it on, he can beat the likes of Novak Djokovic on some of his best courts. So what more can you ask for? If he was able to just put it together on a more consistent level, I know we say that's pretty much like every top tennis player, but if he can do it, we know he is a Masters champion for a reason. No reason he can't start getting up there and start challenging the likes of a Sinner or an Alcaraz in years to come. But moving away from Rune and Alcaraz, and it's been a good day for the Germans. Sasha Zverev, Jan-Lennard Struff, last year's finalist, and a man in very good current form, and Daniel Altmaier, all through. Brilliant to see the Germans having a good time. Bet John Silk's happy with that. I wonder if he's even in Germany, though. He seems to be flying around all over the place these days. We've got Sasha Zverev. I was really impressed. Brilliant victory for Zverev. 6-3, 6-2 against Borna Coric, and just made it look easy. I thought that his backhand, when his backhand's doing well, Zverev, I feel like the rest of the game follows. I mean, obviously you could say the serve as well, but I always look and I focus on that backhand because his movement's normally there all the time. I think he's one of the best recovery tennis players. I feel like he's got great movement, great wingspan, can get most back. But when that backhand cross court, the short one, the long one, if that's firing, you're in trouble because he can really put people away. We saw that against Rafa before he had that bad injury at Roland Garros. That was one of the weapons that was really causing Rafa problems. And now he's going to be facing a lefty. It's not Rafa. He's going to be facing Shapovalov in the next round, which that's a bit of a shock to me. I mean, I did not expect Shapovalov to beat Diaz Acosta, but he's always capable of it. We know Shapovalov has some star quality in there, and he can pull it out when you least expect it. So could be a tough match. If the real Shapo turns up again, Zverev might be going to 3 sets, but I think Zverev will be quietly confident that he can get Shapo out of there and move on in the competition. But somebody who will be very, very thankful that this tournament has come round is Andrei Rublev, because he's been crying out for a win in, how long's it been? Is this 4 matches without a win, I think, before today? Sorry, I think it's 5 matches. Oh, no, sorry, 4 matches. Apologies, I was looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, 4 matches without a win. He lost in Indian Wells, then he lost in Miami, lost in Monte Carlo, lost in Barcelona. And I think one of the most important things as well is he actually won a set as well, because he hadn't won a set in any of the last 4 matches. Hopefully he's got rid of that default out of his mind now, and he can start focusing on playing tennis how we know and love Andrei Rublev to play, because I thought he played exceedingly well. It looked like he was really ripping the forehand today with an extra bit of pace on it. Don't know if there's a bit of anger in there as well. Happy that he's got that win and back in the win column. Wasn't the toughest opponent, I'd say. Bagnis, he was in all right form. But yeah, I expected him to win this one. I think it's a nice one to try and get your first win back. And he will be playing in the next round. Davidovich Fokina. Not that easy, to be honest. I think Fokina, somebody who's just knocked out Shang. I think that's going to be a tough match for him, but I think it's a winnable one for Andrei Rublev. And if he gets past him, he could be facing maybe a Holger Rune. Who knows? That could be a really good matchup. Rune Rublev, sign me up. Please, let's have a quick look through some of the other results that did happen today. And I'll just give you my thoughts on some of those. So we had Cerundolo through. Love to see that, knocking out Malazan. Tommy Paul going through in a really tight match against Lucas Klein. Did well there. Who else did we have going through? Sebastian Baez knocking out Van Ascher. Wow, I mean, Hubie Hurkacz absolutely destroyed Jack Draper. That first set was impressive. I mean, Draper didn't know what hit him, and Hubie Hurkacz, a real threat in this tournament if he keeps playing like that. His hands at the net looked brilliant too. Taylor Fritz just manoeuvring his way through the tournament. Same with Ugo Humbert. Jan-Lennard Struff looking confident. He's on a collision course potentially with Carlos Alcaraz. If they both win their next match, he's playing Ugo Humbert. Alcaraz playing Thiago Sebotswild. Grieksborg is through as well. And Sasha Zverev. I will go into more detail on the women's in probably the next round, but we're going to have a look at just some of the results. Mira Andreeva knocking out Noskova. I expected Noskova to get that done. Rybakina still in form. Garcia through. Pavlyuchenkova through. Paolini, I mean, wow. She absolutely blitzed Jimenez Kasintseva. 6-1, 6-love. Sabalenka dropping a set to Linette. I was a bit shocked by, but still got the job done. Kasatkina through, Kruger through, Dollarhide through, Sharif knocking out Kostyuk. That's an upset as well there. 4.5 on the bookies. Kim Min-jae retiring. Disappointing. Didn't expect much from her in this tournament, to be honest, but still disappointed. Krejcikova, I mean, what's happened to her? There, losing to Christian. I mean, just a shadow of her former self right now, isn't she, Krejcikova? Brilliant result here for Sara Bejlek, the young Czech player. Maybe one out with the old, in with the new. Get rid of Krejcikova. Let's bring in Sara Bejlek, knocking out Kalinskaya, somebody who famously beat Rybakina, I believe it was, last year. Vondrausova, she is through in style. Montgomery through, and look at that. This one's just literally finished up. Danielle Collins, I mean, doing it the hard way. 10-8 in a final set tiebreak. Well done. The winning run continues for Danielle Collins. And yeah, I mean, how many is that in a row now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 wins in a row for Danielle Collins. Brilliant stuff. May long it continue. Who is she playing in the next round, I hear you ask? Well, Christian, who just beat Krejcikova. Another winnable one, I think. But that's my quick roundup of the action on day 3. Let me know your thoughts. What was your favourite match on day 3? Was it the Holger Rune one? Did you think that is a contender for match of the tournament, or maybe match of the year so far, I think? I want to know your thoughts. And do you think Carlos Alcaraz can win his 3rd in a row? I think he's looking good so far. If you haven't already, smash a like, subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow for more tennis action.